What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Kuempel of Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. We've got a guest zooming in all the way from Dallas, Texas. Please meet Dr. Kelly Henry, the founder of Dr. Kelly Henry Consulting. Sorry, that was a mouthful. Thank you, Kelly, for being here today. Can you please introduce yourself and tell the audience a little bit about your background?
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity to be on your great show, though, Deanna. I just want to make sure I thank you for that. As you mentioned, Dr. Kelly Henry, I am a retired chiropractor. I had the opportunity to practice for 20 years in the great state of New Mexico. And I was fortunate to build up two very successful clinics there. Had satellite clinics, my main clinic, and then a second location with multiple doctors, and did quite well with those clinics. I built them both up on the premise and the foundation of great customer service, and just valuing my patients, making them feel important and at their best each and every time they were in my offices. And in 2018, I decided to retire from practice and sell out and pivot and move into the coaching realm. I've actually been coached for many, many years, and obviously have seen the impact it had on my life, on my business. And then obviously I've seen the impact that customer service has had on my business as well, and being able to enhance and grow my business rapidly and exponentially. So in 2018, when I decided to move into the coaching realm, again, I knew the impact of coaching, so I wanted to do that. I knew the impact of great customer service, so I just meshed the two together. And so that's what I do today, is help businesses improve their customer service and so they can grow and prosper at a rapid rate.
I love that. So before we jump down here, I mean, there are many different types of coaches, and I love talking to coaches. I have many on my show because I just feel like that's so necessary. And, I myself has been certified and all that stuff. But like I had told you before we start recording, I get so invested. But why don't you tell us the transition from being a chiropractor to becoming a coach, and the success around that? Because I think that's really important to talk about, because that's a big shift. That's a big change of direction.
It is to some degree, although, running my businesses, I always kind of felt like a coach in that I coached my patients on how to be healthier and, what they needed to do in that regard. So I always felt like I was coaching them. I always felt like I was coaching my employees, and be able to, focus and being able to do what they needed to do. And then I also felt like I was coaching my associate doctors on how to be, a better practitioner and how to do things well in that regard. So, and on one side of things, I always felt like a coach. Now I did pivot and I'm coaching different items, but I've maintained that coaching mentality. So, but it was difficult in the regard of, I was at an office 5 days a week. I was with patients. I was running and gunning with my patients. And I had a very high volume practice where I was seeing between 350 to 400 patients a week. So wow. I was busy doing that too, selling out and then being stuck behind a computer, talking to people instead of moving around. So that's been an interesting transition where I'm used to being blowing and going into being in front of a computer. I've sat more in front of my computer in the last 3 years than I did in the previous 20 years. So that's been interesting. But the aspect of coaching, it has been interesting to, you and we talked about this earlier. I was very invested with my patients and understanding them and, helping them get healthier and seeing the outcomes we wanted to see with them. And I'm very invested with my clients now in that same regard. But just in a different way where it's business success. But I still have that same mentality as well. So there's been some similarities and some difficulties as far as moving from one aspect, being a chiropractor, into specifically just coaching. But I love both sides of it. I love being a chiropractor. I love being a coach, and I thoroughly enjoy what I'm doing now, and just look to the future of helping more and more and more people and business owners to thrive.
They need it right now. They need it right now. So, I mean, when you make a decision to help people and help them, to want them to get better, that's a commitment. So, I mean, you've committed, you've so far made a lifelong commitment to helping people. So from a business standpoint, So you focus strictly on like entrepreneurs that are needing help in their processes with customer service, or how do you identify where they need help with customer service?
Well, I work with entrepreneurs, solopreneurs,
Okay.
brick and mortar business owners, service based owners. It kind of runs the gamut
Sure.
because the principles of customer service really apply to almost every business.
Yeah.
Now, I really niche down and try to I narrow my marketing more to the medical side of industry because I have some
Well, you're a doctor. You're a
I
doctor.
have some
Kelly.
experience with that, and
Yeah,
I speak their language to
that
some
makes
degree.
sense.
But I also worked with insurance agents and other people in other industries because again the principles apply.
Yeah.
So we can look at those industries. What's interesting about almost every business, if I would go up to say ask them, hey, how's your customer service? Do you provide great customer service? Oh yeah, we're great, we're great. Well, what makes you say that? What's your service mission statement? Oh, well, we don't have one of those. Okay, well, how often do you train your employees on providing great customer service? Do you do that on weekly or monthly? Oh yeah, we don't do a whole lot of that. And so just start asking some very specific questions. I can get a very clear picture of exactly where customer service stands in a business. And again, most businesses say, yeah, we provide great customer service, but statistics show otherwise. And then when we start digging deeper, it's really not, they really don't provide as great of service as they claim to have.
Yeah.
When you don't, you have holes that generally you're losing customers. And when you have these holes, obviously you're losing revenue and profits. So it's important to get those things figured out and take care of them.
I would totally agree. I think that customer service has many different levels. So really depending on the sales cycle for the customer, if you don't have your sales cycle um, set up to really cater to the customer, you really, like you said, you're going to find holes in that process where, you are probably losing customers somewhere. Your customers aren't having the greatest experience that they can. And the ones that you do have could possibly, you're having just good luck, right? So I totally agree with that. So how long have you been a coach for?
Since 2018.
Oh, that's right. You said that. I'm sorry. So it's been a couple of
I
years.
formally said I'm gonna start coaching. So.
Yeah. So it's been a couple of years. So now, since last year with all COVID, how did that impact your business, and how did you, how were you able to transition into doing different things for your customers or
Well,
your clients?
oddly enough, it really did not affect my business all that much. One reason I do most of my coaching and virtually everything I do is online. It's all virtual, so I didn't have to change from that. I mean, it was just everybody else went to Zoom or I was already there, so that
Right.
was an issue. One thing that I've stressed though that has really come to light because of the COVID situation and the pandemic is really customer service is even more important for businesses than it was previously in 2019 and before, because unfortunately businesses have gone under, and it's unfortunate and it's terrible. I hate this, but businesses are trying to come back and people are being a little bit tighter. Consumers are being tighter with their money. And they're not putting up with terrible service like they were before necessarily.
Sure.
Um, and so we have to be so careful and start really fine tuning our customer service because either you can make it your business shine, or if you don't,
Yeah.
it probably is going to get to the point where it's you've sunk yourself. So again, it's more vital than it was previously to get these principles in play and get a solid foundation of great customer service so you can really
Yeah.
not only survive, but really I want you to thrive.
Well, yeah, and I think that with like you said, with the Zoom and how everything had transitioned over Zoom, Zoom, we had like the distancing and shelter in place or whatever. Like that is a even more reason why you have to step up your game, because you're doing everything either through Zoom or you're not in person. So like you really have to figure out how to make that connection and give the customer a really good experience. So yeah, I think it's been a really interesting last year. So that's why I was asking how that impacted your business and how you would coach one of your clients through that if they were always like in person, because that has to completely change the dynamics of their business.
Absolutely. Well, there's things that apply whether you're virtual or in business. Things like,
Yes, give
be
us an example. Yes, let's hear.
showing up on time when you said you would, and being on the call on time, and being happy and friendly when you're on the call. Those type of things, whether you're, on a Zoom call or face to face, you need to be friendly. You need to be smiling. You need to be engaging. You need to be enthusiastic about helping that customer and being there for them. Being convenient in your business, whether it's a brick and mortar or online, being convenient and fast and doing business with your customers, returning calls, returning emails, making it convenient for them to contact you or to get on your website and fill out forms or to buy products or whatever the case may be. Those principles are the same, but are even more enhanced now because things have shifted more into the online realm.
Yeah, yeah. So actually, I saw some of your questions here that says you're always ready to answer. I'm gonna maybe pick a couple because I
Okay.
like them actually. I mean, this is more catered to definitely for all my entrepreneurs out there, business owners, what have you. This is definitely a great episode for you. And actually, really quick, Kelly, can you please plug where if anyone's looking for to hire you for your services, can you please give them your links?
Absolutely. Best way to find me is on my website, and it's drkellyhenry.com. So drkellyhenry.com. You can find out about me, about my services. My book link is on there, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit, but you can find my book, set up a call with me. We can talk about how I can, about your business really and what's going on and if and how I can help you in that regard. And then also on my website, I have a free download. It's down at the bottom of the website, but it's a free download. It's my 5 top actions that you can take and put into your business immediately to have a positive effect and really raise the perception of great customer service in your business. So just a free download for anybody who will visit the website.
Love it. So free gifts here, you guys. I'll put all those links in the description of the episode. But I actually like this question. What is a common mistake businesses make when trying to provide good customer service?
I already mentioned one of them.
Yeah,
It's thinking they have great customer service in the first place.
right, right. Well, yes,
Because if you think you have it, you don't see a problem. There's no reason to look for problem areas or issues. So you just keep doing the same old thing. And that can be so detrimental in the customer service realm. So understanding that, yeah, even if you do think you have great customer service, or even if you do have great customer service, you can always improve it. There's
right.
no end to it. You can improve it and get better with it. Another area where businesses really drop the ball in customer service is consistency.
Yes.
Consistency. One day you go in and you're talking with them or doing business with them, and they're like, everybody's happy and they treat you like a rock star. And then maybe the next interaction you have with them, and you're like, they could care less about me.
Yeah.
All they're trying to do is just get me out the door or make this sale and, get on to the next person. And that is just an absolute killer for customer service, because a customer will only think about that negative experience. They won't remember the 10 positive experiences. They'll lock into that negative experiences. So consistency is just tremendously vital in the customer service realm, and really anything in life. You got to be consistent with what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You gotta pay to play, or you gotta pay your dues. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. I actually like this question that you put on here. You say that what is some of key no, where I just lost it. Your favorite stat about improving customer service in a business. I like that. What is your favorite statistic?
This came from a study from Bain and Company, and then it was later reported in the Harvard Business Review,
Okay.
Harvard Business School. But they found out that if a business will improve their customer retention by a measly 5%. So if they'll just bump up their customer retention, and that is done by providing better service,
Right. Yeah.
providing stellar customer service, because customers will want to stay with you. They'll want to continue to do business with you and be loyal to your brand, to your company. So if you'll improve that by 5%, bump that number up by 5%, the customer retention rate,
Yes.
it can lead to 25 to 95% increase in profits.
Wow. That's huge.
It is.
That's huge.
It is phenomenal. That's how impactful providing great customer service can be.
Yeah.
I I can't think of anything else that a business can do that can be that impactful to their bottom line than improving customer service.
Well, yeah, I mean, just like retaining employees is just as important to your bottom line as retaining customers, because it costs way more to go out there and get it, build a new customer relationship, just like it takes a lot to, if you have high turnover, that upfront investment in getting a new employee. So like retaining across the board, if you are in business, is so key for your
It,
success. I mean,
it,
because I don't think people realize what that does to your bottom line when if you're churning customers over and over and over again. Do you have like a success story that you could share with from one of your clients?
oh, absolutely. I have several. I've taken businesses where, they were stuck and plateaued, businesses that have been around for years, 17, 18, 19 years. We get in there, we basically redo their culture, get that culture set up right. And then boom, the next year they're doing hundreds of $1,000s more in revenue.
Yeah.
And taking businesses and again, another business that had been plateaued and been basically stuck at a certain number for years, 20, 25 years. And be able to double and triple that business
That's
because of
huge.
changing that culture. So
Huge. So how long?
I love working with startups too. We've taken startups to where just, they're trying to get going, but helping them place that foundation of great customer service. So they are working very hard and very diligently to bring in customers into that business. They're keeping them. And so that just exponentially rapidly grows that startup because they're keeping those customers in, not just getting them. It doesn't matter how many customers you get, it's the customers you keep that actually grows rapidly the business and obviously the profits. So
How long does that take for like an average client? How long does it take you to go in and, do like a consultation with them and help them get, basically right sized in the customer service area?
it depends on the business, the industry, the owners. There's a lot of factors that play in. So I typically like at least 6 months to not for benefits and not for improvements and
No,
things are going
but I
to
think
change.
that's a good number though. If you're going to make a major change and improve,
Exactly.
there's a lot of coaching that goes
But
on for the
to
whole
get to the principles and start changing the culture and
company.
getting the foundation set, a lot of businesses they champion customer service,
Yeah,
but it's a flavor of the month. And this can't be a flavor of the month. It's got to be a foundation. It's got to be a cultural shift where it's something that we do. It's going to be something that we're known for. It's going to be something that it's part of our reputation,
right.
not just a new shiny object that we place out there for a couple of weeks. It doesn't work that way. So again, to get it set up correctly, it takes a little bit of time, but the impact is phenomenal. And like you mentioned, it works on the internal customers, which are the employees.
Yeah,
It makes a better place for them to work. It makes them happier. It keeps more employees in the business, which when you have happy employees, you're going to be having happier customers.
true.
When you have happier customers, they stick with you and they start referral and it adds to the bottom line. And also when you're making happier customers, when you are making them feel valued, when you're making them feel special, when you're adding positivity to their life, they leave and they're more positive with those they interact after they're dealing with your business. So I don't mean to sound cliche, but in a way, you're making the world a better place
Yeah.
when you are really championing and doing and have a culture of great customer service. It ripples out from your business into places where you may not even think it does.
Absolutely. I mean, it's cyclical. Well, I really love all that information, Kelly. I thank you very much. I think that what you've shared has been very valuable. Do you have any last like words of wisdom for the audience, our business owners, entrepreneurs that are listening, that you could leave them with that might want them to reach out and maybe consult with you?
Absolutely. I wanted to mention the book real quick too, though. I just
Oh yeah,
authored
sorry.
the book.
Go ahead.
It's Define and Deliver Exceptional Customer Service, Proven Strategies to Maximize Profits. And it's, I like to call it a success manual, a service success manual. It's a simple read. It's only about
Do
150
you have it
pages.
behind you?
I do. It's right there over
Can
my
you grab
shoulder.
it? Can we see it? Can you put it up to the screen?
And
There we
you can grab it on anywhere you would buy a book, Amazon, any of the platforms. And there's a hard copy, a digital copy, a soft copy, and a audible copy for those who like to listen to books. So that makes it a little easier. But like I was mentioning, it's only about 150 pages long. It's not full of fluff. It's just full of simple ideas, strategies, actions that a business can take a hold of, implement, and start improving their customer service to maximize their bottom line. And that's really the key that we want to get across. But you're doing that by serving first. So when you're serving others, you're serving your customers. It's going to come back to help your business, and that's what this book is about. So sorry, I had to plug that.
No, absolutely. Yeah, please plug away. So I'm interested in the Audible version since I'm always on the move. I probably so I can get it from
Amazon. I wanted to make sure I had that for those that like to listen to it. So
can I get that on Amazon?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. I would definitely be interested in the Audible. So very cool. I'm going to check that out. So last words of wisdom.
Last word of advice.
Yeah.
Customer service will either enhance or detract from everything that goes on in a business. Yeah. That's how impactful it is. And really the choice is up to the business owner. Either you're going to have great customer service that builds that reputation and helps you keep more customers, or you're going to have a customer service protocols that are pushing customers away, and it's going to take away from your business and make it harder to grow and to prosper. So obviously you want to keep that in mind. And some of the biggest businesses in the world were based on the foundation of great customer service. You just mentioned Amazon. It was based on great customer service. Disney, Southwest Airlines, the Ritz-Carlton, some of these huge businesses were based on great customer service. So it's not me blowing smoke on this.
No.
Proven, this is legitimate. And it's something that if a business owner will grab onto and make it a priority, it can absolutely make a world of difference, not only in just the atmosphere of the business, but the growth and the profitability of the business. So it'll either enhance or detract from a business. There's no middle ground on it. Choice is yours.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Kelly, thank you very much for your time today. I really love that you were a guest on my show and shared all that insight and gave some words of wisdom for our business owners out there. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Kuempel with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I will be back soon with more dynamic guests.